True serum in your ear. No more lies, no fear. Tory bringing it clear. Good Trump shifting gears. Podcast like them flames. Spitting truth, breaking chains. Welcome to Orlando, man. Real talk, no games. Truth serum, truth serum, truth serum. We living it, we bring it in. Truth serum, truth serum. Breaking all the lies again. From the streets to the mic. Orlando hype all night. Tories fight shining bright. Good Trump's truth take flight. Keep it raw, keep it real. Every word, every deal. Orlando's heart we feel. Truth serum's our seal. Listeners from miles away hear the truth every day. No more fake, no sway. Tory's words here to stay. Fucking streets to the mic. Orlando hype all night. Tories fight shining bright. Good Trump's truth take flight. From the streets to the mic. Orlando hype all night. Tories fight shining bright. Good Trump's truth take flight.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your boy, the Good Trump, or Tory, whatever you know me by. And I have a special guest this week. Normally I have a beautiful young lady sitting next to me and we do these interviews, but we wanted to switch it up this time. And I wanted to introduce somebody I met down here who's been a real cool dude. It's hard to meet cool people down here, but I met him right here. And tell everybody who you are, man.
I'm Nathan Gill. My friends call me Nate. Been in Florida my whole life. 34. Moved out to the Orlando area. I used to live in Polk County between Tampa and Orlando. A little country town. More of a city boy. So moved out here for college and then never left. I love it here, you know?
Wow. So you've been in Florida all your life?
All my life, yeah.
So you were Floridian?
Yeah.
So you drive crazy? I asked everybody that.
Aggressively
I
and
asked
defensively.
everybody. Well, see, here's the
Aggressively and
thing.
defensively, you know?
New York people drive crazy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no. New York people drive aggressively, which comes off as crazy. Y'all down here just drive crazy. It's like everything. It's like, and I said this the last show, it's like, y'all either driving too damn slow and braking for no reason, or y'all driving too damn fast and flying for no reason.
And both of them are just as dangerous for both sides.
Both of them, yeah.
Someone, you hit somebody when they're going too slow, and both of you guys are in trouble, you know? Or people make their own lanes.
Yeah. Bro, look, let me tell you, I'm so afraid of driving down here. I think I got the finger by an old lady the other day.
Oh my
I think
God.
an old lady flew past me and gave me the finger because I'm like, I'm not scared of driving, but I've seen people go from the far left lane all the way to make an exit in one like motion.
Yeah, one motion. It's like, not even.
And I haven't seen that once or twice. I've seen it 5, 6, 7 times since I've been down here.
Yeah, it ain't worth it. You might as well just go to the next exit and make that U or whatever, you know?
Oh my God, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But so you've been down in Florida all your life.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me some of the things that you. What are some of your things you love about Florida and some of the things you hate about Florida?
Well, I mean, in terms of the area that we live, you know, it's hard to keep friendships because Orlando's a revolving door because it's a stop. It's a stop for like 3 to 4 years for some people, and then they move on to the next city. So it's really hard to maintain friendships. So it's important to have those good friendships that people that are staying and are keeping contact through social media or what have you, because that's one thing to have your consistent, camaraderie
Yeah.
with your boys or even some of your girlfriends or whatever. It's hard to maintain that, because we live in the tourist capital of the world,
Yeah.
pretty much, So, but that comes with job security, though, so that's a good thing.
Okay. I like for, I will say, just and then you go back to it, but
Yeah.
it's fun. I mean,
a lot of fun.
it's fun down here. No
Yeah.
bull. I mean, that's what I like. But you being here longer, so what else is on your list?
I'd say, the heat. The heat doesn't play, When it gets to the summertime, it's like you got to be prepared for it, just like people got to get prepared for when it's really cold up north, Same thing with the heat. You walk outside, it's like, man, just get hit with it.
Man.
Maybe even nosebleed for some people. The allergy season, you got the pollen from the trees, sap all over your car, all over you. But then, on the other hand, you got the beautiful beaches, the pool parties, the beautiful people,
Yeah.
You got to get beach ready and all that good stuff, So, and then the theme parks, there's always something you can find to do, and or you can always just be a homebody. You can just kind of toss it up, and I don't think you ever get bored. It keeps you on your toes.
It's not. And somebody told me this before I moved down here, and I told it to several people, and I found out they were right. Down here, you might go broke, but you'll never be bored. You'll never be bored because it's always something to do, whether you got money or you don't have money. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of free shit to do, and I've noticed that. So, what else? Anything else?
Anything else about Florida? You definitely got to have a car. You ain't walking nowhere. Definitely got to invest in that. Because even people that Uber around. You might as well, when you tack all those Ubers up and everything, it's like that's a car payment. So I think that's something definitely a necessity.
Yeah. I noticed that because my first month down here, I had an issue I had to clear up with the state of Maryland. So I didn't drive for the first month. I was just Ubering everywhere. Everywhere. And I'm like, God damn. And then finally, after first 2 months, and then finally in September, that got all cleared up. I'm good. And it was like, damn. I'm like, you have to have a car down here.
Yeah.
You got. It's not like up where I come from in DC or even New York and places like that where you can get around on a bus or a metro or the subway station. No, you have to have a car down here.
Yeah, everything's so spread out,
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, one of the other things that I'm getting, is the dating scene down here. I know that you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask your status now before I get, I don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah.
You single?
No, I'm definitely single.
Okay.
Definitely single.
Okay.
I feel like when I'm in a relationship, I'm in it. I give my all to it. But also, when you're single, you got to enjoy that as well too.
Yeah. I think the thing is we're going to get to that part. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to get to that part a little bit. I do want to talk about the dating scene down here. Have you ever been married? What was your longest relationship?
Never been married. Longest relationship was 6 years. I think shortest relationship maybe 8 months, 9 months. But I feel like when you get older, those 8 months sometimes can be more meaningful than a younger long-term relationship. I'm not saying the 6 year was demeaning to the 8 months or 9 months, but when you get older, it's like you're not playing around anymore. You got time to waste, or give somebody multiple chances, 3 or 4 or 5 chances. You're like, okay, that's it.
It's like when you get my age, and I ain't trying to seem like I'm the old man, because I call myself an old young man, but a young old man.
Okay, all right.
And I'm gonna say, the patience for bullshit has almost evaporated to zero. And maybe that's wrong on my part. It's like it's not even a strike 2. It's like a strike 1, and you're out. Because I'm dating for purpose now,
Right.
I'm not dating to waste time. I'm not
Right.
dating for you to figure out what you want. I'm trying to figure out what I want. And if we can come together in this book what we both want, then we can move ahead. I'm not saying you gotta be my girlfriend today or tomorrow.
Right.
But as long as I know it's progressing in some kind of way, and I ain't out here just bullshitting. Now, if she want to bullshit and play again, have at it. There's nothing wrong with that. But I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah,
so
more power to you.
More power to you.
Right.
Go do your thing. But I'm not in that mind frame anymore. So, like you said, it's quality over quantity. People, I've been in a relationship for 14 years. Oh, really? What happened? Because you're using past tense, so the shit ain't there. Ain't
Right,
happening no more,
right,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Or
So,
scared to be alone type of thing. Like
right.
you gotta just attach to the next person. It's like sometimes you gotta, be the best you and heal you and when that person comes along, it'll hit you when you least expect it. From my experience,
You're right. Like my sister, I tell you, my sister is so scared to be alone that she'll hatch on to anything just so she won't be alone. And it ends up almost all the time not being good because you just scared to be alone. Sometimes enjoy that alone time and focus on your fuck-ups because contrary to popular belief, not every relationship ends is the man's fault. It's not the male's fault every time a relationship ends. Let's see a lot of you got some mature females out here who will openly be like, yeah, I kind of messed up. How many will say that publicly? How many will openly confess, yeah, that was my fault? No. How many female friends do you have? And me too, who have told you, yeah, that was my fault? I have none. So you telling me you perfect? Come on, man. Come on. And that's what I do. Well, I do have a couple who have told me, yeah, I could have done this.
I have too, like the ones that go back to the guy that is the problem, and they continuously blame themselves, and you feel bad for that situation for your friend that keeps going back to him like, oh, I could have done better, or he's gonna be better this time,
Right?
But for the ones that are just like not about the compromise or he's always the villain to her story versus admitting her faults too, because we all play a part in it. You can do better in different areas or what have you, but I mean sometimes though it does tip the scale one way,
a lot of times.
From the public standpoint. If anybody's unbiased looking at it, like, oh, yep, definitely.
Yeah, you got it. Look, I mean, I think the first part of healing, since everybody love to throw that fucking word out, healing. And yes, we do cursing. Healing, it's like, but the first part of that is recognizing where you fucked up. Because unless you're perfect, you fucked up somehow, some way. Maybe not majorly where it was just unbearable, but you had your fault too. So I think with all these women and a lot of people talking about how they're healing, the first step to healing is recognizing what you did. So you don't repeat it again and get into another relationship and make that man's life a living hell because you taking out what happened in the past relationship on him.
Right, exactly.
It's not fair.
Right.
So hurt people.
Yeah, like the previous relationship, the guy or the woman was a cheater, and the next person, it's like, where you at? What you doing? Who you with?
Yeah.
Taking a group picture. It's like, who's that girl in the corner? Like, I know you talking to her.
Like, unless you my wife or we engaged to be married or we in a serious relationship, it doesn't matter. If you haven't given me something, and this is my thing with this. If there's no commitment, don't worry about what I'm doing. Because I'm going to still play the field, see what's best for me, just like you have every right to do the same thing.
Right.
Don't get mad if I do it.
And you do it on the down low.
And you doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, make it make sense. That shit makes no sense. But, that's kind of an ego thing. And
right.
A lot of people, I think, been through a lot of stuff. And I understand that. And they got their guards are just up. It's just up like this. It's like, instead of trying to see the good in that person, they're looking for the first tiny little F up you do to have an excuse to tell you to kick rocks.
Right, exactly.
That's not mature.
Well, because today we have this illusion of unlimited options, because of social media and, maybe how many good morning texts you get, whether you a guy or a girl. But I mean, I feel like, a quote I heard from from a celebrity said that social media ruin women and porn ruin men. And I'm just like, there's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth to that because I mean, shoot, man, everybody's like their own celebrity, man. They just post their story or whatever, and especially women, they can just just get all this viewership and feel like they have all these options when maybe they don't even have all them options,
You don't know. I mean, like my boy, my co-host TJ from the podcast Dudes Talk Shit, cheap plug. He tells me like the dating pool is full of catfish and tilapia. Because it is on both sides. Not just one.
Yeah.
So I the older I become, I start to realize that you have to, and this, if you, the 10-year-old, the 10 years ago me saying this would laugh at the me now. You gotta take your time. Everybody wants to rush. Females want to rush and get in a relationship because they just like being in a relationship. Dudes want to rush because they trying to hit it. And it's like, take your time, man, because at the age that we are now, okay, and you said 34, right?
Yep.
Okay, you ain't in your 20s no more. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even your age no more. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
It comes a point now where it's time for quality. I'm looking to travel. I'm looking to do different things with somebody who's cool and not playing no games. If you want to play the field, that is absolutely fine. You live your life. Leave me out of that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So, how is it now? You've lived in Florida. Just what part of Florida? Orlando?
Yeah, well, I mean, so you a little background. My dad has worked for Disney for 40 years, so, and even when we lived back in Polk County, you would commute from there to here, and it's a good hour commute. So Orlando's always been like kind of like second home, or would you say Kissimmee, but it still opens that door to Orlando.
Right.
So that's how. I mean, I always, as a kid, like, oh, I'm gonna move here one day, or it was, that dream, or you see the Orlando Magic, and I'm a big basketball fan. I want to be, closer to that sports team, or to all these different options on what we can, what you can do, and have a lot of fun and fulfilled that, so. That's really it. I mean, that's what really developed, like, for me wanting to move out of there. I mean, you could always go to Tampa and all that, and Tampa's nice as well, but for me, it's like, I think what swayed me over this way is also have some family as well, but he also working there and getting familiar with the area is kind of like, felt like your second home without being a home. So, but Polk County is, I grew up in Winter Haven, Florida.
Okay.
And small town in Polk County. I think the biggest town in Polk County is probably Lakeland, which everybody is maybe more familiar with. But
How far is that from Orlando?
it's about an hour, 45 minutes, depending on traffic.
Okay.
But I mean, when I was there, no development, no nothing. I mean, it'd be 2-lane roads both ways. Now, you got Legoland there now that everybody knows about, or people are going back there buying houses. I'm just like, really? You buying houses over there? That's where I grew up, and that's not really the first destination that people are talking about. But now it's getting populated and getting more for its name, and businesses are rising and everything. So, but I feel like everybody's just kind of moving to Florida now. I mean, it's nice destination, right?
Man, I love it. I love it. Right, look, it was like, if I moved down here because of people, I wouldn't have moved down here. I moved down here because I just wanted to be here. And if I met and I've come out of my shell, because those who know me back up north in DC and Maryland, they know I rarely would go to events. I'm just not an outgoing dude. But I know how to socialize when I go out. But I'd rather just chill. That's just my nature. I've come out my shell. I really don't meet any new people at all when I was up there. I had my friends for years and that was it. When I came down here, I got out of my shell big time. In this group, and then, I just met new people. It wasn't me. And I was really kind of uncomfortable But I did meet good people like you and a few more folks, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So right now, I think that's enough.
Yeah, I mean,
met you a couple people out. I'm good.
Yeah, no, you would have fooled me, man. You're very, I feel like you're very well rounded and very, social.
Right.
I feel like when you retreat, you retreat.
This is why when I go out, I have this because it opens me up. And the real me is quiet. I don't want to say shit to nobody.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be there for an hour or two, and I'm gonna dip out. But
Right.
give me a couple of these, that kind of eases things, and I become more social than I really am. But
Yeah.
I love it here, man. I chose here because it's like right in the middle, and I've read reviews on like, oh, don't move to Orlando. They ain't got no beaches. I'm like, bro, the beach is an hour, 45 minutes to the east. If you really want to go to
Right,
one.
exactly.
And then Tampa's what, about an hour and a half?
Yeah.
St. Peter's 2 hours.
Right, and that's the clear beaches that don't have any waves. But but we're closer to all like if you want to do the beach sports, like if you want to do like a little bit of body surfing, boogie boarding. I mean, any of that, you can get a little bit of here. I don't know about surfing. I mean, the waves aren't that big, but
I ain't surfing now.
unless you out there during hurricane season when the hurricane's about to hit, that's the only way you'll be able to surf. New Smyrna. I feel like New Smyrna is probably one of my favorite beaches.
That one, okay.
And on this side, you also got Daytona, but that can get a little bit crazy.
Especially like spring break.
Right.
I've heard, I've talked to several people, and everybody has given me a different beach on the east. I've talked to people who love Daytona. I've talked to people who love Cocoa. Then I talked to people who love New Smyrna.
Yeah.
They say just don't go in the water in New Smyrna. You might get stung by a jellyfish, or even worse, bit by a shark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I ignore that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, live your best life, go in there, have a good time. I mean, chances of that happening, slim and none.
That's true. That's true.
For at least, from my experience, I mean, like I said, I lived here my whole life, never got stung by a jellyfish. Got to find some wood and knock. I've seen my friends get stung, and
I'm allergic to bee sting, so I'm not trying to find out if I'm allergic to jellyfish. So when I go to the beach, I'm gonna let y'all go in the water. I'm gonna set up a chair and I'm gonna put the umbrella up and I'm gonna sip my drink and I'm gonna be cool. Y'all have at it. If y'all scream, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You got me. I'm good.
You'll call for help, right?
You call for help, right? You got me. I'm the one that's not hurt, so I can help you. So it's like a designated driver. You can have a designated uninjured person when you go to the beach. You want to go in the water? Cool. I'm your DD of injury or something, or some shit like that.
I feel you. I feel like when you get in the water though, you avoid the sun as well too, from getting them hefty sunburns because your skin's constantly getting revitalized by the cooler water because sometimes it's not even cool in there. It's depending on how hot it is outside.
That's true.
But so yeah.
What is your? I ask everybody this, so don't take this wrong. But what is your nationality?
Oh, I'm Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you. The salsa and am I getting out? Am I?
The salsa, yeah, that's in our blood supposedly. For me, I like going out. To be honest, I love dancing bachata. Bachata is like a more slower, sensual dance, like almost like if you will a Spanish R&B. When salsa's more is fast and you gotta kind of find that chemistry with that special partner. I feel like bachata is a little bit easier to. Dance with anybody and kind of like slowly get into it, the Spanish culture is big around here though. There's a lot of different Spanish like socials and clubs and it's a different vibe than any, other club that, or hip hop clubs or anything like that. The clubs that first come to mind when you think about a club, it's completely different. Sometimes it feels like you had a family gathering, everybody's just there just to have a good time and dance and, and before you know it, it's 2 a.m. and it's last call. Get up out of here.
And that's what I love about down here is it's so diverse. Where I'm from, it was mainly, African American, and that's cool too. But I like to be around mixer. I don't want to be in somewhere where it's too much of one thing, whatever that thing is. I want a nice, diverse, because you learn things about people. And,
Right.
you know, I'm all about learning now. I'm humble enough to know that I don't know everything. You know?
Yeah.
So I want to learn. I want to learn about different cultures that I, in my life, haven't been around. And here is like the perfect melting pot of that. It's like you have, you know, and that's the one thing I learned about, you know, people of Hispanic origin. Like, you know, you gotta, it's different cultures, like Puerto Rican,
You speak the same
Dominican.
language, but it's
Yeah, it's
a lot of different things. Yeah, for
so
sure.
it's you know, I knew that, but I'm really learning how it is now, and,
Right.
and that is very unique to me, and I love it. So that's the one thing I love about living down here. Since I've lived down here, this heat got to go. This heat got to go, yo. I'm trying to. This heat. Look. I posted it on my Facebook today. That one of the tint on my window is melting. I ain't never experienced no shit like that. Where the
It's all
tint,
bubbling and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, it's like you look at it, it's like the little part, it's like you look at it, it's like I'm like, I gotta get, it's like blurry or some shit. I'm like, are you kidding me? So when I popped it earlier today, I left the window cracked, just a little crack so I could let some air in that junk because my God, man, you know? But the good thing is it's supposed to rain the whole rest of the week.
Yeah.
So-
we had a little bit of a drought. A crap ton of sun and
Man.
no evaporation of the water to give us some rain.
Right.
It's usually around 3 o'clock every summer. It's like
Yeah.
that looks like the plague's about to come because like all day it's been baking and all that just comes up and you're just like, oh, you better get inside.
Yeah. When I first moved here, I moved here in July 11th, 2023.
Yeah.
Do you know it stormed every day, probably for the first three and a half weeks I was here? Faithfully at 3 or 4 o'clock. I mean,
Yeah.
on time, like
Right.
clockwork.
Right.
Boom, boom. It got like, I think my third week, I was like, all right, let me turn these lights off. Let me do this. Let me get in the closet in case a tornado comes or some shit like that.
Right.
It's like clockwork, you know? So, and then February, 75, 80 degrees in February. I'm like, whoa. The air conditioner not supposed to come on until May, I thought.
Right.
I'm turning the air conditioner on at the end of February. What the hell is this?
Think we find out global warming is a real thing.
Yeah. Oh, down here, yeah. Oh, I got memes for days about this heat in Florida, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So being, and you have no kids, right?
No kids.
No kids. Okay. So being down here in the scene, where have you traveled to? Have you traveled to any other areas outside of Florida?
I mean, shit. The only thing I've traveled is Puerto Rico and Bahamas outside the country, if you will. But I mean, I think out of all places I've gone in the United States, I think Denver is one of my favorite, or Colorado, because it's like a complete 180 of what Florida is. You get all the seasons, and I think their famous saying over there, if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes. Because it changes, you know.
Right.
But I mean, going up in the mountains and feeling that altitude, and I mean, you just be walking, your heart's just beating, you know. But it's also such a beautiful view of like nature, and it's just a different outlook on things, and you get to see the different animals. Like I've seen elk and moose and different things out there, bears, you know. I don't know if I'd camp out there because, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I want to retreat outside of that,
Right.
out of my, you know, because that's out of my comfort zone. But I mean, it is a beautiful thing to see it even when it is summertime over there. But I even picked up snowboarding over there.
Oh, man.
Not the best, but I mean, it was fun, you know. It was a good time. You know, I had some friends that moved from Florida to Denver. I mean, to Colorado, and got to experience it. You know, with them, and I've been there probably about 6 times.
Wow.
Because it's always like my destination was like, let's go. And they have a lot of cool music venues like Red Rocks. It's a venue
sounds fun.
in the mountains that the acoustics you bounce off the mountains around the stage. And it's just like, it feels like you're like almost like partying in the sky.
Wow.
It's like you can like touch the clouds next to you. It's a different vibe, you know. And also, you know, the Denver Nuggets are out there, so I'm a big NBA fan. It's just seeing the different sports teams. I think they have 4 sports teams out. They got a soccer team. They have the Avalanche for hockey, and they got the I think what else they have? They have a baseball team. They have all 4 sports, and I mean, and people are really passionate about sports over there.
Wow.
You know, so
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
So if you were to, I'm guessing, just, assuming that if you were to ever leave Florida, that's where you would move to.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think the only thing that's keeping me here is family. I like being. I'm a family-oriented guy. All my family's here, and me and my dad run a family business together too. So
you and your dad have a close
yeah, we're really tight. Yeah, yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good. So what about, you have any siblings?
Say it again.
You have any brothers and sisters?
Oh yeah, I have one younger sister and 2 older brothers.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you like that.
I'm like stat bag in the middle.
That's the worst. That's the worst, man. Because it's like the oldest and the youngest get like the most attention, and the middle one is like,
They just forgot about
hello?
it. Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Did you forget? I mean, shit. I'm in a sandwich here, but what I'm saying?
I'm baby with the boys.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah.
Let me get back to this dating.
All right.
So, being, you been to Colorado. I don't know if you had a chance to see, or what's your opinion? Do you think the dating scene? Do you think the scenes are based on the location of how they are, or do you think it's just an overall male or female how it is today, or do you think it's kind of location based?
I think location definitely affects it a little bit, but I think the era of social media
Oh yeah.
and dating apps and things like that have revolutionized how we date. Like I mean, high school / college, I would never even think about ghosting somebody because it's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know what ghosting is, it's just leaving somebody on a limb by themselves, no information of why you stopped talking to them or anything, but just cut them off or block them or what have you. So I feel like that has become more common than scarce.
Yeah.
Because maybe you don't know this person that you just started talking to like personally.
Right.
So you have no connection maybe in your mind, and I guess the only way I can think of, why you would disconnect or just block somebody like on a limb like that. But for me, it's just like, as a person, I try to at least give somebody the leeway. Hey, man, or this isn't working out. I don't think this is going to work out. Versus just leaving somebody on a limb because I mean, just because they're not a match for you doesn't mean they don't have feelings. And
That's true.
and some people think like that it will never happen to them, but karma comes around, and then someone ghosts you, and you're like, damn, and you're in your feelings about it, but you've done it to about 5-10 people.
Man, let me tell you something. Karma is a real thing, and I'm gonna tell you, I know, cause I'm not an angel, but the one thing I can confidently say about me is I have never deliberately hurt anybody. I've never been that type of person who just hurt somebody and not give a F, because eventually I'm gonna come back around and I'm gonna say, look, I'm sorry. Now after that, it's up to you to accept apology or not at that point. But I'm going to say it if I know I effed up. But karma is no lie, because if you don't make it right with some of the things you've done or some of the people you've done wrong to in the past, it will come back to you. But here's the thing with karma. Karma doesn't have to come back to you. It can come back to you indirectly. What I mean by that is it can come back to you or somebody you care about, and it could hit you that way. I've seen it. I've seen it many a times. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I may hurt somebody's feelings, but I don't know it.
Right.
So it's like, tell me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the type of person, I know you not, and I've surrounded myself with people moving down here who I'm a good energy reader.
Right.
And I'm not the type of person who is going to listen to what anybody else says about anybody. Like if somebody say, oh no, don't talk to that person because they're this and they're that. Okay, well, F that.
That's between you and them.
Between you and them.
Right.
Now, if I meet them and they end up being like that, then that's a different story.
Right. Noted.
Right.
But I'm gonna move accordingly because I don't know what,
Maybe maybe your two energies didn't mix.
Right.
Maybe ours does. I'm not going to miss out on a possible great friendship because somebody told me, no, I don't work that way.
Right.
You know, unless somebody told me you killed somebody or molested somebody, then I'm not fucking with you. Then,
right. That's
you know,
a little bit different.
That's a little bit different.
Yeah, right.
Okay? But just off of y'all two didn't get along, and you don't like them, and I'm supposed to not talk to them. No, I don't work that way. But karma is real, bro. And I think people, especially in our age, man, I'm talking about, especially like 30s, late 30s, especially if you 40 and over. My God, you would think you would know by now. You know what I'm saying? But just because a person is 35 or 45 or hell, even 55, doesn't mean they're that age up here.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? I truly believe there's a physical age and there's a mental age. And some people mentally are still in high school.
Yeah,
They just are, you know? God bless them, but I don't have time, man. Like, I'll be 47 this year, and literally, I probably got 23 years left to live because we normally meet 70 years old on my father's side of the family. I'm not bullshit.
You got some good genes, man.
Man. You tell that to my hairline, you know what I'm saying? But I do have my hair, though. I just like it. I let the shit grow one day. I'll show you, like, I have hair. I just like cut it short. But no, man, I think you're right. I think we come to the age now where, you know, I think you, if it's something somebody said or done, like, you just approach the source.
Right.
Me, I go right to the fucking source. I'm not beating around I'm going right to you. If somebody told me, I'm going right to you to give you the chance to be like, well, this motherfucker may have lied. So let me check. So did you say such and such? No, I didn't say it in such and such. And that's what I'm saying, man. That's what you do when you're an adult, you're in your 30s and 40s, and you're mentally of age and mature. You hear that rumor shit, go to the source.
Yeah.
And ask them directly. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You know?
And sometimes it ain't even worth approaching.
No.
Because it's like you chose to believe that. All right, let you believe that.
Right. Man.
Because dang.
We're going to take a quick break. Check out these events coming from RIP TV in June and July. And we'll be right back.
Saturday, June 28th, catch Ripped TV cameras rolling at Exotica in Miami, Florida, at the Miami Airport Convention Center. For tickets, visit exoticaexpo.com. Then, catch the best DJs in the world, July 18th through July 22nd for the Fleet DJs Music Conference in Orlando, Florida. Ripped TV cameras will once again be rolling. For more info, call 404-465-1546 or follow at Fleet DJs on Instagram. More events will be announced later. Now back to Truth Serum.
All right, we back. Man, look, I know earlier you told me you're a basketball fan.
Yeah.
I'm more of a football person. So, how you feel about football? Are you a football?
Yeah, it just brought back a memory because remember we went out to World of Beer and we had it was the Dallas versus Packers game.
Yes.
And this guy's he's he retreats early, and he was like this game is over.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving, and he was right. It was over.
It was over. It was funny because one of my friends is a diehard Cowboys fan, and every time the Cowboys lose, I love to text him with the score. Knowing he already know the score, but I just want to, I'm a sarcastic asshole, man. I'm like, look, you can't be around me and be easy to offend. No, I'm telling you right now, if you can't take a joke around me, it ain't gonna be, because I'm trying to like, for instance, I can take any joke. I'm not one of them sensitive people. Like, even when it comes to race, like, I think everybody should make fun of everybody's race. You know what I'm saying? To a point, respectfully. I'm not saying degrade anybody.
Lines to be drawn.
Right. And some lines do have to be drawn. You know what I'm saying? With anybody's race, period. But man, I think laughter cures so much. If I didn't laugh, I would be crazy right now.
Yeah.
I really would. That's why I like to bring myself around or surround myself with people who are just have that good aura, that good energy, where it's like, you can feel comfortable saying what you want to say without it being disrespectful, but saying what you want to say and not feel like you have to step on eggshells and shit. You gotta walk around. I'm like, I hate that shit. But I'm a football guy. You're a basketball guy. Have you been an Orlando Magic fan your whole life?
I mean, early on, I was a Magic fan, it was the closest team, but I felt like the organization doesn't handle themselves always the best. You know, letting go Shaq. I mean, Tracy McGrady was my number one favorite basketball player when I was growing up, and them trading him away or him not making him happy, and they could have just, hey man, Dwight Howard's coming. Imagine you and Dwight together, or pitched him something, and you know they just didn't keep him. It doesn't seem like currently that they're trying to spend any money to make the team better. It's like they're good, they're decent right now,
Right.
But if the owner was serious about making moves, then he'd be spending money to get some veterans up in there, you know.
Yeah.
But that's why, you know, in 2003 I grew a liking to, you know, the Miami Heat, you know, having Pat Riley as the head over there, and you getting Dwayne Wade and him being so electrifying, and it makes it so much fun to go for a team that you know, that claws and grinds, and you know it almost becomes relatable to life, you know, when you have a team that just puts their blood, sweat, and tears out there. Even if they lose, they still out there running. You know, even if the other people say they have no chance, they still out there just, grinding and overcoming the odds. So that's what I love. I love my team, the Miami Heat. You know,
That's what's up.
and Jimmy Butler right now is that guy. You know, we missed him to play out this year, but I love my team.
Right? Y'all got swept?
Nah, gentleman's sweep.
4-1.
It was 4-1, 4-1, right. Yeah.
I always wonder why they call it a gentleman's sweep.
Me too. I was like, recently, I was just like, what is
I'll give you one.
Right.
Well, I don't know what shit that means, you know. But no, and that's another thing I love about moving out here. First of all, you can get to anywhere now with the Bright Line. You can get to a Miami game. You can get to something in South Florida. You can go to South Beach if you want to. It's about the same as it would driving. Maybe a little I think it's a little faster than driving, because you could, on the weekends, driving to South Beach from here, you can go and hit traffic.
Yeah.
So a normal drive without traffic, I think, is 3.5 hours. And then you include traffic, you're looking at maybe 4+ on driving.
And all the tolls you got to pay too.
Oh my God, man! You can't beat the Bright Line, man. So I'm like, they need to hire me as an ambassador, because I done hype the shit out of them so much, man. But yeah, man, I just love this area, and I love the people for the most part.
I like for the most part.
For the most part, the people are good, man. And what I asked you earlier about the dating, me coming from where I was, and when I say the DMV, I'm talking about DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I hate that acronym, but that's what they use. The dating scene down here is much different. I think the people down here are a lot friendlier. Now, no matter where you go, you're going to run into some rotten eggs. That's just part of life. You're going to run into some assholes. You're going to run into some people who just not good people. That's anywhere. But for the most part, most of the people I've met down here as far as the dating scene are really friendly, really cool. And it seems like, to me, from the outside, now, if you've been here years, so you know the real deal. Maybe in another year or so, I'll be like, man, F this, man. I'm like, these people not. But, you know, for now, I haven't really had any issues, you know.
Yeah.
So that can change.
Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of people, because, you know, they're only here on internships or with Disney or Universal. There's a lot of different job opportunities, and it could be a temporary thing for them. It's, you know, it's not it's a now thing. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Right.
You know, type of mentality. You know, even if they say otherwise, they're gonna, you know, trick you to say, oh, it could work or whatever. You know, it's like, really? No, you're probably here for a good time, not a long time. Just depends who's in front of you.
That's true. That's true. The one thing I can respect down here, maybe you disagree, and maybe I'm going to find out soon. A lot of the women are a little more blunt, which I love. Don't say shit to make me feel good. To just say the truth, you know. And maybe I need to be here a little longer, and it might be different. But there are, you know, there's some like I said, there's some rotten eggs everywhere, you know.
Right.
But I love it. I don't think I made a mistake, man. I really don't, coming down here.
Well, welcome, man. This is
Appreciate
really
it.
good to have you.
Appreciate y'all gotta get that driving shit together. And that heat, man, y'all gotta do something about that shit. Do something. I'm gonna have to talk to the governor about something, man. You gotta put a dome over the city or some shit.
Get one of those AC neck bands around your neck. You know?
Knowing me, I put that joint on. I go out here and get electrocuted as soon as it start raining out this joint. But so let me ask you this. This is personal questions.
All right, okay.
Do you see yourself being married in 10 years?
I don't know if as married, but maybe in a serious relationship, because I feel like marriage has changed so much from when I was growing up, or the era is different, I feel like now it's not beneficial to marry anybody because you don't know if they're in it for the long haul.
True.
And to be honest, for men, from what I've seen from family and friends and all that, you lose half of your assets, and anybody takes they bat an eye when you say sign a prenup, and I get that because then you're questioning, do I love this person or not?
Right.
But because the era we're in, just like a video I ran up on today that said statistically 70% of women have a backup plan that are married.
Oh, I read that.
That are married. It is, and these are women that volunteered for this study, and as a man, that's a little bit disheartening, Not saying everybody's like that, because I mean, my parents have been together, 40 plus years.
Wow.
They're high school sweethearts, so it can work. It takes a lot of work,
Right.
but it can happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like everybody in this era is more about, instead of solving the issue, it's run at the first sign of any caution or any turbulence, So I feel like that's the ultimate goal. You want that, but also I feel like you can't think with always your heart. You got to think with your brain.
Yeah.
At times too. What makes sense for right now or for you or the situation. But I am definitely a person that I like a relationship or someone that is my other half that I can.
Because you grew up around that. You're
right.
40 plus years, right?
Right.
So that's what you've seen. That's what you're.
That's what I'm accustomed to.
Right.
That's what I mean. I think that's the goal for everybody, no matter if anybody believes it or anybody admits it or not. I think everybody would love to have that person that is their best friend, that is, that is their lover, that embodies everything that they want,
Right.
because, to be honest, I mean, the dating scene can get old, when you're single, if you're doing it for so long, hey man, no rush. But at the same time, it's like some people are like, I'm gonna be a bachelor forever. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck with that, man.
Good luck with that,
There's too much stuff going around these days.
Right. It's like, I'm not trying to do that forever, but I'm also not trying to rush the process either. So it's
I think one of the things I've seen, I've experienced, and I've also seen from other people is a lot of people. I don't know where this twisted thought come through. Like, I've heard people putting people in the friend zone. He's my best friend. Well, excuse me, but I think, wouldn't it make sense
to be with your best
to be with your best friend?
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't get it. Now, I can understand some people have their thing where, but as I've gotten older, we all have preferences, okay?
Correct.
We have preferences in who we like from the external outlook. But it comes a certain point and a certain maturity, a certain age where your preferences kind of take a back seat to what you need in your life and what's good for you.
It's very well said. Yeah.
It's. I'm not saying you got to throw your preferences out the window. I'm not saying that. But if you're letting your preferences dominate who you choose, you're missing out on a whole lot of good people.
Right.
Male and female. I'm saying, because I know a lot of dudes who will be like, oh no, she ain't got a big butt, I ain't messing with her. And this chick, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's true.
Right.
It's true.
And this chick could treat you like a king, and because she don't have the biggest butt in the world, you letting her go. You know what I'm saying? Or this dude, he's not the tallest dude in the world, but he's everything you need
Short
and he's
kings
good
too.
for you. Right. and you letting it go. And that's why we have, like, my mother, I was just talking to her a few months ago. She's like, I've never seen a generation where there were so many single people than your generation. She told me that. She like, it's sad to the point where when you're married 5 years, that's considered a long time now.
Yeah.
That's sad.
No, it is, man.
That's sad, man.
Like I was saying before, it's you jump at the first sign of any turbulence or any problem instead of, hey, how can we make this better, or how can I do better for you and your partner as well, admitting that as well. What can I do to, or even just saying you're sorry. Hey, man, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm sorry for hurting your feelings. It was unintentional, but I'm sorry that I made you feel that way, and that goes a long way. That goes to mental health, just in a relationship,
Yeah.
It's
Communication, like,
yeah.
we're still learning each other. So maybe I did something and I didn't realize that that's something you don't like. So communicate that to me. So the next time I'm aware, because maybe I just wasn't aware that that's something that triggers you. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. That's part of being an adult. That's part of being mature. That's part of communicating. And if a person can't do that, it's doomed from the get-go.
Yeah.
You know? So what is your, when I say preference, you can put whatever you want to in here. What is your ideal wife? Or what is your ideal relationship that okay, we can go here. It can be external, it can be internal, whatever.
I feel like right now, I think the biggest thing that's attractive or sexy is consistency. Because we lack that in today's society, this era. Also, someone that's not necessarily trying to change you to what they feel their perfect partner is. They just like, man, I like you just the way you are.
Right.
And yeah, I'm going to push you to be a better you, but I'm not trying to change you into my you. And I feel like you do have to have physical attraction.
Yeah.
But I think, in certain circumstances, you overlook the physical attraction, like he was alluding to before, like the girl with the booty or a nice rack or what have you, because you fit so well like a puzzle piece that none of that really matters anymore. It doesn't take a front seat. If they do, it's icing on the cake, But ultimately, it's like who fits the best, who's going to be there for you. And but I do feel like you do have to be physically attracted to your partner.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people look at that as a shallow statement, but no, I think everybody's got to be physically attractive and mentally attracted to their partner, and maybe like some similar things. Or if you don't even have similar things, like for instance me, I'm a big basketball fan. I think it's cute when my girls of past have been like, I want to watch the game with you, or I want to dress up in the jersey with you,
man, I love that.
And matching jerseys or whatever. I think that's so cool.
Yo, yeah.
That's awesome.
Women don't know how we love, as men, we love the little things. You might not like what I like, but you taking the time to show interest. You like, you going to the game? Okay, let's wear matching jerseys.
Right.
We like that shit. A lot of dudes won't verbally say that, but sometimes I don't get. I'm like, sometimes there's some shit that don't need to be said. You know what I'm saying? Just surprise a motherfucker on both sides. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna come out in a dress or nothing like that shit. I'm not gonna do that. We're not gonna wear matching dresses to the game.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, it might be some little female stuff that you like. You wash dishes, I'll come over there and join you one night and wash a fork or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just, but that, like you said, man, it's just the little things, man.
Right.
You don't have to go above and beyond. And I think so many people, like today, I think women today still have this fantasy of what was that cartoon about? This Snow White fantasy of somebody coming and sweeping them off their feet and taking them away. Stop it. The chances of that shit happening are slim and none. The real world, you have to communicate and get to know somebody. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The perfect person does not exist. It won't exist. So It is work. The work doesn't end when you get married. The work begins.
Right.
You know, you can have this extravagant people I know. I had a friend who he had that marriage was so extravagant and rich and all that. 2 years later, they divorced. So the work begins when you get married. Everything up to that point
It's not the finish line.
That's not the finish line. That's the
Right.
start line.
Right.
Everything else is like the pregame. You know,
It's new beginnings.
it's new beginning. The engagement, you pre-gaming, the marriage, the game starts. You know, and it's up to both of y'all, not just one, both of y'all, to work toward making it right.
Yeah, no, and I feel like it goes for both sides too, because a
Yeah.
lot of men complain about, when they get married that, your sex life stops, and you should, get, spontaneous with that, dress up, do different things.
Right.
For both sides.
Right.
I mean.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, right. Whatever that is, but.
It is. I mean, it's a thing, man. But I think I just think for me, it's like you said, coming out in the Jersey and all that. It's the little things. I don't need much, man. I'm telling you, me personally, like you said, I like somebody with a sense of humor. I'm sorry, that's a preference that ain't going. If you don't have a sense of humor, I can't fuck with you. I don't care how good you look, how big, but I don't care about none of that stuff. If you can't laugh and you take everything to heart and serious, man, go that way. Period. Also, it's just, I mean, other than that, man, I'm not really I'm not saying picking apart. You gotta have this and you gotta have that. Physical attraction, yes, that of course that's important.
Right.
But it's not the dominating factor that it once was,
Right.
Not anymore for me.
Yeah, this is what we alluded to before about the matching jerseys. I mean, one of my past relationships, I'm not a big football guy. I'll go out with my friends and cheer on whatever teams they have or what have you. And she was like a Seahawks fan, loved Metcalf. So I learned all his stats. I mean, got the same jersey, matched his jerseys, went on Sunday for Sunday fun day type of events, and just matched it. It was fun. It was a good time, and it's like that's that part where you engage in what they like, and you make it fun for yourself at the same time. Like you're also complimenting your partner, but also you're not just there just sitting there like I'm just here.
Right.
I'm just here just because I'm just supporting, and then you're just looking at your phone or being disinterested. It's like you make it fun for yourself too, just taking part in what they like.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So let me ask you this: you speaking of the NBA, this coming season? Okay, well the Celtics are up 2-0 at the time of this recording.
Yeah.
Do you think they sweeping, or you think they gonna win? You think they gonna lose?
I mean, in my opinion, it all relies on Kyrie. He needs to come show up. Because Luka's been doing it.
Yeah.
Last night triple double.
Luka had a triple double
Last night he had a triple double. Yeah.
and nobody else helped this man.
And a couple more. I think it was a couple more rebounds or assists. He could have had a quadruple double.
Wow.
But I mean, Kyrie only had 16 points. Whatever it is, I know the Celtics are a great defensive team.
Right.
But he's got to figure something out, and the role players on that team have to figure something out too. Knock down shots. I don't know, what they have to do, but maybe turning the tables to Dallas now because it's going to Dallas Game 3. Maybe it'll help them out because I mean, Kyrie's getting booed by the Boston fans.
Oh, they're killing them
because he decided to, back when he was on Brooklyn, stomp on the mascot at half court. And,
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that he did. He stomped on Lucky, and then they take a liking to that, and then his, controversial, comments, like he said that, I thought that it was going to be louder in the Garden, in the Boston Garden, and then in the next game 2, they got louder.
Yeah.
It's like, don't have fuel to the fire.
Just be quiet.
He's great though. He's a great player, but it's like you gotta if you're gonna say those things, you gotta answer the bell. You gotta answer the call.
Come back and
Otherwise, just be quiet. Just like Pat Riley had to tell Jimmy Butler, it's like you can't be on the court and you injured. don't say anything.
He told him literally. He told him, "Shut up. You can't play. Shut up."
I love you some Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah.
But I mean, that was a valid statement. It's like we want to see the solution, the product. The actual evidence of this happening. Not all the talking. It's fun,
right?
But at the same time, it's like you want someone to back up their trash talk. If they're gonna do that. Otherwise, just be a silent killer.
Right.
Go out there and perform, and if you don't, then it's like no one's holding you to something you said.
Who? Now, I think Miami needs one more player. Because didn't Haslam
I think
retire,
so.
Right? He retired now?
Who? Yeah.
Haslam retired.
Yeah.
He went in the meeting. He'd be on First Take every morning.
Yeah.
So y'all definitely need one more piece, man. I don't even know.
We need to trade Tyler Hero away, man. He would
think
probably be better for another team, and he's a good trade asset. But they're talking about getting Donovan Mitchell, but they want so much for him. But I think there's a lot of guys in the league that could definitely help out our team. I mean, we already have Terry Rozier at the guard, and he's an amazing guy, and we got him for the Kyle Lowry trade, which was, I mean, almost for nothing,
That was a steal.
and he that was a steal. So I feel like what we really need something is at the center position, so Bam can play power forward, but definitely another star could help out,
Right.
because we develop all our draft picks, any undrafted guys, we have a good system in our team for that. And our owner is not scared of spending any money,
That's good.
And so I think we definitely do need another star for sure.
Yeah.
To help out Jimmy with the scoring load, because he's getting older. I mean, he can still do what he does, but it'd be nice for him to have a break, and Bam too. And then you have Terry Rozier, and then you add somebody else. As long as they got that dog in them,
Y'all don't want Baby Braun? Y'all don't want him in the draft?
Baby Braun.
Y'all want the Braun son? What's his name?
Bronny.
Oh
man, he's 6 foot, man. I mean, what's funny about him? It's kind of crazy. They were listing him at 6'4" or 6'5", and then we got in the combine. They're like, oh, he's only 6 foot. And it's like he's a decent player, poor guy, because he's getting judged on this bar by his dad, and all the media. But I mean, he's just trying to make his own name for himself. Yeah. But no, I don't think we need him. Maybe another team could use him.
Well, I don't care if nobody said, man, he did his son dirty. And when I say that, I don't mean that he did it on purpose. I just think he indirectly put a lot of pressure on his son. And I don't think he did it on purpose, but I think indirectly he did, because he's not his father. He's not going to be as good as his father. Chances are he's not. So anything short of LeBron, they're going to consider him a failure, and that's not fair, because LeBron is great. I mean, MJ's number one. But
right. I agree with that 100%.
MJ's number one. But LeBron is great, and LeBron is generational. And just because he's your son and he got your blood, ask Michael Jordan. Don't mean he's gonna be like his father. Michael Jordan had 2 sons playing college basketball. They
weren't even close.
They weren't even close.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just because they were, it's only been a couple of father-son combinations. They didn't play together, but ended up being success stories in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But none of them were great. LeBron was great. Your son got all the way up here to live, to try to catch up to. It's not fair to him, man. So people gonna put this undue pressure on him. He's probably not gonna get drafted, but he's gonna be undrafted because they don't see LeBron in him. Well, you're not going to. He's not LeBron. Nobody.
He never had to make a name for himself. I mean, think about having all the money in the world. I mean, you gotta really love basketball to be into basketball.
Yeah.
LeBron didn't have to. Even Jordan, it's like you have to make your name for yourself. You had to make that generational wealth. It's like after that, it's like you don't see a reason to keep going, or you don't have the passion to. Exactly. Then you're not going to be as talented as these guys, or as your dad, or any of these legends, because you got to have that passion. Because I mean, they were playing before and it wasn't even that much money. Compared to now. I mean, like Jaylen Brown got that $305 million contract.
My God.
And he's not even the best player in the league. It just happened his contract was up, and it was like, hey, man,
300.
you at least a top 15 player in the league. We'll pay you the max.
I can't
At
even
any
comprehend that. Bro. 305 million.
305 million, yeah.
I'm glad I don't have that kind of money because it'd be gone by the end of the year. And I'm telling you, the way that the nerd in me works, I will have a place full of electronic shit that I blew my money on. I'm telling you, man. But man, before we get out here, man, any last words, any words of advice? You have any businesses or anything that you want to promote and put out there in the world? The floor is yours.
Well, I mean, my family business, me and my dad, we do home security. We're microguard security, and we do all the best technology to protect your house. You know, sensors, cameras, alarm systems, and for me, it's like for my friends, I tell them like, you know, you can go with whoever you want, but you can always call me, even if you don't go with me, and ask me for advice. Because I mean, hey, man, not everybody can afford me, you know, or afford us. Because I feel like we're the best in the business. Because we're a small business, so we concentrate on that client, each and every client, and we do customary things. But if you ever need any advice or anything in the security world, you can always hit my line, you know, and ask me, what do I think about this doorbell camera or any of the things, and is it gonna help? Is this better or this not? One thing I will say in the industry that is that people think is better is Wi-Fi versus hardwired. I always go hardwired cameras versus Wi-Fi because a criminal can knock out your Wi-Fi. You have no feed.
Even the secure Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean they got Wi-Fi jammers, so then you have no signal. You have no signal, you know. So it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I'll just get a whole bunch of Wi-Fi cameras, and you also got to think you're streaming your Netflix, all your things in your house, and that takes bandwidth away from your cameras. So you know, I guess it's still working on that, you know, to make that until it becomes more reliable. It's like I feel like the hardwired is the best way to go.
Yeah. I think hardwire's always been. So how if they want to like hire you or get you to do? Is there how would they contact you? Are you all on social media or is a number?
Oh, I mean, you can call my number. I mean, it's 407-777-1663. We also have a website. It's www.microguardsecurity.com. Family owned. My dad's been running this business, you know, before I was born, since 1984.
Wow. You wasn't born in '84?
89.
Damn, I'm old. Damn. I was just getting into junior high school then. Shit. 89 don't even seem like
fooled me, man. You tell me your age. I'm like, you don't look it. You don't look at it at all, you know?
Like, look, I don't let my beard grow in no more, because when I let it grow in full the last time, it was just gray everywhere.
Oh, yeah?
That's why I don't let it grow all the way in. I do the little helmet strap, because if I let this shit go in, you're going to see, it's going to look like people that the females like, oh, salt and pepper beards, and I don't like it on me. So that's why
I agree with it. I feel it should be one color or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? This shit would be, and it's probably more gray now if I was to let it grow in. But that's neither here nor there, man. Man, look, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me.
This is a long time coming, man. It felt good. Everybody thinking I'm just bringing females over to interview. Nah, man, we mixing it up. Mixing it up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you would like to be interviewed, just hit me. Y'all know, just hit me on the line. Follow at Rip TV. Subscribe to us on YouTube. You're watching on YouTube now, subscribe, because there's going to be some things that drop that I'm not posting. You just got to be a subscriber to know. So I appreciate you. Let me just give you a word of advice for those people, period. It's good and it's important to listen and to hear. But the best listening and the best listening you can do is with your eyes. Sometimes you have to listen with your eyes. And I'm going to leave that with y'all. Thank y'all again. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate it, man. Bro. We will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Podcast like them flames, spitting truth, breaking chains. Welcome to Orlando, man. Real talk, no games. Truth serum.